speedrunning Resident Evil 5 in co-op on amateur difficulty with 1-1 and with the rocket launcher. So I'm ready.
I'm ready as well.
Nice. Okay. So we are playing Resident Evil 5 as Chris and Sheva. And I'm playing as Chris, and Ignis is playing as Sheva. And their main mission right now in Resident Evil 5 is to investigate a bioweapon deal that is going on in West Africa, to be precise in Kajuju. And Irving is the main goal right now. So, right now we're moving towards an informant of ours to talk a little bit more about the whole deal and everything.
Grab your weapons. The operation.
So, since it's a New Game Plus speedrun, we also have like the best equipment already selected. And as you can see, Chris looks a little bit different than usual. He has a zebra skin, and the reason for that is his sunglasses actually. So, with those sunglasses I'm basically cancelling the effect of flashbangs, which is going to be very useful in just a few moments, or in a few minutes as well. So, as you have seen, there was Magini, the first enemy of the game, and Maginis are basically infected people, and the infection came through because of a pharmacy company who was trying to treat the people for an imaginary disease. And we were basically lore-wise walking towards the weapon deal, but it got cancelled. And now we're trying to escape. So, in this game we have like multiple doors. We have like single doors where only one of us has to interact with, and the other one is a so-called co-op door where two people have to interact with. And we're coming up with the first trick of the game actually.
Hurry!
Okay, so I'm gonna jump down a ledge, and Ignis is gonna shoot me. Can you explain what you're doing then afterwards?
Yes. So basically there I'm shooting a rocket at Chris's feet, and it does cause him to die after the cutscene. But it launches him forward into the cutscene to save about a second in the entire run.
The cool thing about...
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. So what I was about to say is the whole setup is like saving 1 second, yes, and it's working on every difficulty, because Sheva is basically gonna spawn next to Chris, and then she can instantly heal me or res me as well. So there's like no real danger to this trick. You just have to hit your shot. Exactly. And right here we are standing at specific positions. I'm shooting some nitrogen rounds at those Magini, while Ignis is standing right over there.
And I'm just covering basically to keep enemies out of the area and out of the way of the Magini that we have frozen, and also for whenever the Executioner spawns, so that way he can aggro onto me.
Mm-hmm. The reason why I am freezing those two Magini is they're standing right here, and if the Executioner runs up this path, he will be basically a little bit blocked by those two, and then he will instantly aggro on Sheva right over there, and this will make the whole opening the gate animation a little bit faster by a few seconds. And now I'm just paying attention so that the left one right over there, he is standing a little bit too far to the left, so in the best case he should not move, or I should not let him move with the ice grenades.
Got it. Just hope he gets here quick.
One more flash. And there we go. Okay. So, well, Ignis is doing her own thing, I'm gonna go right over here and pick up this SMG, which is gonna be useful in 5-3 in like 1 hour-ish. Ignis, can you please explain what we're gonna do?
Yeah, so I'm coming over to this position basically to gather the Manginis here. They think that we're jumping down into this hole just by walking towards it. So it confuses all of the AI. So they're just walking around beneath us. That way they don't end up attacking us in this section. And the reason we're doing this is for the DA, if you want to explain more of that.
Sure. So DA stands for difficulty adjustment. And in the Resident Evil games, it's like this. If you kill a lot of people, or like zombies or whatever, the DA score is going to increase and make the game more difficult. And if you lower it enough, then the game will get easy, or more easy. And the thing is, we could, technically speaking, like go up until like that spot hits a pole and then electrocute ourselves until our DA is next to 0. But because of our ping difference, so the DA calculations are a little bit weird. And so we're not gonna risk it right now. And also, we're gonna not do, for the same reason, a trick that is called boosting. And boosting is whenever we are walking right behind each other, the hitboxes will collide basically, and then we basically push each other a little bit further, and sometimes we double step. So we are doing like multiple steps at once, making us a little bit faster, and this is called boosting. And like I said, like because of the reason of our ping difference, which is like roughly 300 milliseconds, I believe, we cannot boost efficiently because it requires like 80 to 100 milliseconds of a difference. And right. I have specific weapons, and Ignis has also specific weapons for certain tricks prepared. And while we are doing this super precise trick, yeah, we're just usually chill out a little bit and talk about the run that is coming up. There's like a 4 minutes and 18 seconds downtime, which we cannot influence, besides like walking through the gates a little bit faster. But about the lore, right? Chris and Sheva are looking for a bioweapon deal that went south really fast. I know they're trying to survive the horde of Magini. And Kirk, the pilot, or the typical Resident Evil pilot, will help us out by opening the gate that is right over there. And then we can move on to the next chapter. Also, I have nitrogen rods for freezing, and I will also use it to give myself iframes in a later chapter.
I'll be there shortly. Just hang in there.
Here comes
We're
Kirk.
obviously in struggle. And I have nitrogen rods and flashbangs, and both will be very useful. Other than that, you can use this time right over here to basically gather resources, pick up heal stuff if you really need it in new game speedruns. But we have first aid sprays, which will give us max HP as soon as we use it, so we don't really need to combine herbs or pick up ammo because we have infinite ammo on everything.
Only in professional co-op runs do we sometimes pick up the herb over there.
But that's true, yeah.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm gonna take out the door. Find some cover.
So, that was 1-1, and for this exact reason that it's taking like this long, usually 1-1 is skipped for marathons. So, Kirk helped us out a little bit by opening the gates. And right now we are trying to escape this whole place. So we're running to another co-op door, and then we will be introduced to, or we will introduce to the next trick, which is going to be a very efficient way to move through doors.
Missed that one.
So I'm basically kicking this, and Ignis is gonna try to move through me, or move by me.
And only Sheva's able to go through the doors there because her hitbox is smaller than Chris's.
On this difficulty, the Magini are a little bit slower, so we can just sprint by every single one of them. And I'm gonna do the following. I'm gonna stand here and shoot the rocket right over there to break a door lock, and a friendly or somewhat friendly NPC will open the door for us. And we kindly named her Dora the Door Opener, and that went pretty well.
Yeah, all smooth.
So the Alpha team has some struggles, as you could hear, and now we're trying to meet up with them. And as you can see, some of them had some struggles. And a BOW, a bioorganic weapon, attacked them and killed basically every single one of them. And how this BOW looks like will be shown in just a few minutes, or in roughly 1 minute. So... So we went to the basement basically to try get a bit more information about what attacked the Alpha team, and to also basically escape the whole facility. So Ignis is going to this section right over there to pick up a key while I stand at the exit. And this was the BOW. Usually in the casual way you lure it into a furnace and then just burn it alive, basically. But we can just also take care of it a little bit more efficiently by just shooting a rocket. And right there I also did a so-called quick swap, where I have my pistol out, I aim at it, and then a quick swap to the grenade, to the rocket launcher, and shoot it immediately. It saves roughly 1 second. Each shot, because I don't have to scope into the rocket launcher. Also, by the way, this is a 255, which is pretty good, because I think this is literally a gold split for us. So, we escaped the facility, and now we are trying to escape the whole village or slash city, because everybody is infected and we cannot, like, do anything about it. So...
Up here, since I'm ahead of Chris, I'm just going to shoot a bomb to hopefully get rid of 2 enemies that could block our path to get to this door. But we ignore the majority of the rest of them.
Right in front of us we will take care of a truck driven by a Magini who is trying to just crash into us. And usually you just wait until it's a little bit closer to us and then shoot the barrels, but I shot a rocket and then Ignis shot also at the truck, so that the enemies are aggroed a little bit faster, but that didn't work out, which is totally fine. You're ahead of me, so you shoot the dog.
Yep.
And no worries, those are sleeping darts and not actual life rounds for the dogs.
And we shoot just that one dog because it's the only dog that body blocks us, basically.
Yep.
My God.
Something's coming. Watch out!
Okay, Ignis is gonna run ahead of me to pick up a key. I will shoot with a rocket launcher a corpse so that it drops a key. And while she's picking it up, or as soon as she picks it up, I'm gonna open a door. And then we can move on to the next trick, actually.
Here, I like to try to get not too close so that I don't have to reopen that door, which I did step a bit too far up ahead there.
I have the grenade equipped right now to perform a so-called grenade skip in the next section. And this is the only reason why I really have the grenades. Then we run here so that the enemies are either hitting...
You two okay?
Ideally not hitting me, but like the ladder.
To provide air support.
And I'm a little bit stuck.
It's hot down there, so watch out.
Roger. Thanks, Kirk.
Wow. I didn't think.
So I will basically throw a grenade over a wall and I'm gonna hit a explosive barrel, and combined with the grenade I will break a door lock, which would save us over a minute, so that we don't have to do a co-op interaction where I throw Sheva over a gap, climbs down and opens the gates like that. I'm gonna line this up. Then up right here, throw a safety grenade afterwards, and that worked out.
Nice.
Nice.
Up here, Chainsaw Mangini is going to spawn. I mean, we're going to handle him the same as the rest with just a rocket. I'll stay behind to pick up the key that he drops so that Chris can run ahead and use the key immediately.
Come on.
Sharp left, by the way.
Thank you.
And this section is going to be a QuickTime event, or QT in short. And usually you would need to precisely input the right buttons. But in Resident Evil 5, what you can do is basically spam every possible QTE button. And this leads us to just spam the inputs and not worry about any inputs, basically. Unless the game doesn't register them. But we can just spam everything and it will work out on all difficulties. Table, by the way.
Sheva, you know where the mine
I'm
are?
gonna do it.
So, we have a story with the table. So even after I don't know how many hours, either one of us or both of us crash into the table, and yeah, like we just never think about it until we are literally walking or running against the table. There are 2 crossbows there. Okay, sure.
Yeah, that was kind of odd.
Okay.
So we're basically, lore-wise, we are trying to track down our ring right now, and we have met up with Josh, who is basically Sheva's mentor, and also part of the BSA West Africa. And usually you pick up the lantern right over there, or at the beginning of the mines, and run through the mines like that. But we're gonna do it a little bit faster. We're just gonna run through the whole section, basically blind. And our only visual cues are water splashes and Magini. And the Reatrix on the floor, of course.
And back there, I was just flashing some of the Mangini to keep the path clear for us. I'm going to flash this for Chris as well, since he's turning the lever, and run through ahead to turn the next lever.
Mm-hmm. Go. Okay. So lore-wise, Josh has helped us out to track Irving down, and we are on our way to him. Like I said, he's like the bioweapon dealer, and we have to blow up the whole deal, which we succeeded with, but or rather unintentionally, so to speak. And we are trying to capture him right now. Unfortunately, we will not succeed because a mysteriously hooded person is gonna save him. And he's gonna send the first main boss of the whole game onto us.
We located Irving, but he got away. No way he went. We think he's heading for an oil field in the marshland.
Here I'm just taking out some of the enemies that would potentially end up hitting Chris. I'm trying to minimize the amount of enemies that I kill for our DA. But just taking out the main ones that would hit him or shoot him in any way.
Only one of them spawned, right? Or two?
No, I killed 4 of them.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
Just for safety.
gotcha. I'm going to do a tactical reset. I'm triggering a checkpoint and instantly reload this checkpoint so that Sheva gets teleported to me. Over the run, we will do it a couple of times. On professional difficulty, this part is a little bit scarier just because everything can one-shot you basically. And right now we're just sprinting by every single one of them. So after this card, we will be introduced to the first main boss. Sheva's gonna jump down, trigger the animation. I will aim right here. Hit the boss while he spawns. And that was the first main boss.
And typically in that trick, we try to hit the boss ahead of time because rather than it taking 2 rockets to kill him, it'll take only 1 instead, but it's sort of random if that happens.
Yes, but there will be other opportunities.
And now to the most RNG dependent level of the game, to -3, where this is an auto-scroller level basically. We are waiting up until certain enemies spawn in, we just kill them and wait until a certain timer passes by so that we can continue to the next main boss. And also right here we will only kill the most necessary ones, so those ones right over here. And then we will wait and let them hit us, actually, to lower our DA score as much as possible.
Hold on tight.
Could I take this opportunity to talk about something, maybe?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So, we're raising money for Project Code. And we also have some fun things. For example, in around 2 hours, a little bit less than that, we've got over at the SpeedCon slot.
Looks like the only way we're getting answers is from Irving.
Minish Cap Randomizer bingo, and there's 2 big ones going on for that. There is the language bit war currently going on. Italian is a lead with €5. German following with €3 and cents. The other languages, English, French, and Spanish, all have no donations. And there's also the music pack choice. Currently in the lead is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon with €2. Final Fantasy VI has €2. And Vanilla, Pokemon Emerald, Final Fantasy V, Fire Emblem Blazing Blade, Fire Emblem Sacred Stones, all with no donations so far. Personally, as a big Fire Emblem fan, I would love to see if we could maybe get some more donations for the Fire Emblem music. But that's just my biased opinion. Yeah, if you want to change that, you can donate. Just type in !donate in chat, or there's also a link down below the stream that you can also use. And yeah, all your donations will go to Project Hope, an amazing cause. Nothing of your money will stay with anyone in here. Yeah, that's pretty much all from me. Back to you guys.
Okay, meanwhile, we dropped a little bit down to not a critical amount of HP, but we are definitely a little bit on the lower side, so we are gonna try to also shoot the thrown axes and knives, so that we don't die in the next sections.
Warning shots! Take him out, for God's sake! There's no getting past that truck unless you two do something about it! Nice!
Okay, so we are at critical amount of HP, but it's not that bad because we are going to take care of just a few enemies, and then we will swap the FPS to 30. I'm gonna swap it right now really quick.
I'm swapping as well.
Okay, then we kill those two. The reason why we are swapping to 30 is because of Endesu. And Endesu is the next main boss of the game. 30 FPS just because more shots are going to be registered onto his plaga, or plaga on the back. Also greetings from my cat, apparently. This is Endesu, and he has killed Delta Team, so the team from Josh, but Josh survived and escaped. And Endesu is also the reason why we were trying to lower the DA as much as possible, so that we can one-cycle him. One-cycle meaning that we only have to shoot his main plaga on the back once, instead of twice. This was fine. And this is the plaga from the back. Nice. Okay, so we one-cycled him, meaning that we only needed one cycle, so to speak. And yeah, that went really well, actually.
Yeah, that was really good.
As a matter of fact, this is a gold split as well.
Nice.
Okay, sure. The next level is going to be my personal favorite level, and I will be concentrating a little bit more, so Ignis will explain what we're doing.
Alright, so up here, Chris is going to be driving a boat. We're going to be going around the marshland, collecting several slates. I'm going to move ahead to collect the first slate while he stands at the boat ready for it so that I can just immediately interact with it. I'm going to swap my FPS real quick as well. This is also usually a time that we heal if we need healing. Right now our health is pretty good and pretty high, so we don't really need to use it. He is currently just getting us around these corners without trying to bump into the walls at all. Bumping into the wall usually loses us like 10 to 15 seconds or so.
Yeah, in the worst case, yes.
Yeah, in the worst case. So his driving is fantastic, and we rarely bump into the walls. Up here, I'm just running ahead again to get the next slate. Chris is going to be clearing the enemies out of my way. That enemy is easy enough just to run into.
How can someone do this to them?
I think additional Magini spawned to the left. Go ahead.
All good, all good. Yeah, I just maneuver around most of the enemies if they run in the way at all. Up here, Chris is going to be going around the corner, and I'm going to be aiming at one of the ones that's going to be dropping a wall down that's going to block our path. And my goal is just to shoot it as quickly as possible so we get the animation open, so we don't have to wait at the wall for too long. And then we just move around these enemies because sometimes they can trip us up. so going around them is kind of the easiest way. It's sometimes possible to just shoot them instead, but a little bit easier just to go around them. We're moving on to the next area, which is going to be where the crocodiles are at. Usually their spawn is random, so we're just doing our best to move around them. I'm going to be running ahead to go and get the next slate, and Chris is going to be doing his best to keep them off of me, hopefully so they do not eat me.
This was, for example, one of the worst spawns. Usually the crocodile spawns a little bit more to the left, meaning that you can just run past him, or past it. And right now I'm just clearing the crocodiles.
And here I'm going around this building because inside a cutscene would trigger if I went inside of it, and it would also cause more Mangini to spawn. So I just go around it with the one guy instead, pick up the slate, and continue running back down to Chris. And by Chris standing there, it keeps one of the alligators from respawning again. I don't know if you had said that.
No, I haven't, but yeah, you're right. You can drive.
Since I got ahead of Chris here, I'm going to drive the boat. This one is just a straight line, so it's not too difficult of one to do. And up here, I'm going to be interacting with a slate that is up on top. The Mangini after it are sort of random. There's a lot more RNG involved with these ones here, in whether they'll hit us and where they kind of go. I'll take one of them out to get out of Chris's way, and he's going to do his best to clear the rest of them out so I can just follow right behind. Maybe.
Awesome, okay.
Nice.
Only one survived, which is... and he's the harmless one, basically. So we
Yeah.
can just walk to the boat.
The one that stays behind and survives is one that turns into a sort of mini-boss. So it's easy enough to just avoid him. And up here we've gathered all the slates, so we're just going to insert them into the door and move on into the next area. As we're on our way to reach Irving.
Come on! Come on! Come on! Chris!
Hurry!
Okay. And so earlier we got the tip that Irving should be in the marshlands and the oil fields, and to reach the oil fields we're like moving through this section.
Now up here, Chris and I are going to split. He's going to be going up to a lever to raise a bridge. I'm going to be moving to a position to try to kill some enemies before he reaches that corner. Which I aimed a bit slow, so he might have gotten stunned by it.
That's okay.
And then my goal here is just to keep enemies off of me while he goes and turns the bridge.
I think I didn't mention it at the first wheel that I turned, but what you can do is you can hold on, for example, A, and then just spam D so that the wheel is turned slightly faster. And that's what I did, and now we're just moving on to the end of the level.
Come on!
Like, this level went really, really well.
Yeah.
Actually, so well that it was also another gold split.
These levels
So-
are going very nicely.
Yeah. So we're going to 3-2, one of the most annoying level in my personal opinion. Just because we will split up again, and Ignis is gonna move into a raft, or stand on a raft and dodge crocodile attacks, while I will be standing and spamming 2 buttons as fast as I can to move the wheel, or to turn the wheel as fast as possible. While ideally not getting body blocked. I don't see the other one. Okay, got him. Okay, you were at the raft? Yep.
We can reset the checkpoint there to get rid of all of the enemies, but we found that it's a little bit faster if we don't reset the checkpoint and just shoot them instead, so that's why we've switched
One
that
is moving
tactic.
towards me.
Where is he?
Got him.
I think I see another one spawning up there. Yeah, there they are. Are they both dead? Yeah. No, I don't know.
I'm good. I'm almost good. Oh no, oh no.
My bad, my bad.
All good.
I was right by it.
All good. Usually nothing spawns after the last crocodile attack, besides like this one guy who just appeared out of thin air. And I'm resetting the checkpoint again to teleport Ignis towards me, and then we can continue the speedrun. So right now, lore-wise, we're chasing down Irving again, and we have reached the oil fields, but we will notice that there are some Tricell tents set up, and Tricell is, like Sheva will say,
BSAA. What the hell are they doing here?
or Chris will say that they are funders, but also they are the company who has developed this, like, medicine to quote-unquote cure the locals from an imaginary disease. So to basically infect them and use them as human test subjects.
And up here, Chris is moving to the first wheel to turn off these. I run into this to help lower DA and also just to get into position. I'm going to be moving to turn the second wheel, and Chris is going around to turn the third wheel to get rid of the fire over there that's blocking our path. And by going over here, I do trigger one chainsaw man genie. There are, I think, 3 in this level, and I trigger the first one to spawn there. I'm gonna jump down, and after Chris, make sure that he spins that wheel, shoot the chainsaw man genie to kill him. It automatically triggers a checkpoint, so that way we can reset ourselves and appear in the center, just to make it a little bit faster to run over here.
Mm-hmm. And as I said before, Josh survived the attack from Endesu, and we will meet up with him again. And every door is locked inside this room, and so we have to cover Josh as much as possible, so that he can open the doors as fast as possible, of course. And we are taking care of all the Magini in a very efficient way, let's put it like that. And yeah. Right now we're just waiting until the timer is running up for Josh. We wait until a certain dialogue comes up, like this, and then we wait up until the subtitle is gone, and then we will reposition ourselves towards this elevator here. We will enter it, and Ignis is going to leave it as soon as possible, while I will wait to reset the checkpoint, so that Josh is going to run out faster. Like this.
And
While
Chris is going to run ahead with Josh to get him to run to the next location. I stay behind here just to shoot any of the Mangini that are in the way. I must have missed one.
he spawned at a very weird spot, so there was no chance of you actually hitting him.
Gotcha.
Josh was almost right behind me, so everything is good.
Nice.
And right here, In RTA it doesn't really matter a lot, but in LRT, the main timing method for this game, we let this cutscene run so that Josh continues to opening the doors, and the timer pauses just because we don't have control over our characters, and now we do have it again. And this saves like 5 seconds or something in our LRT. I'm always paranoid about this chainsaw Magini because he can just randomly stand up and just walk towards us.
Yeah.
Awesome. In the next section, we will split up again, while Ignis sets down a few bombs, or mines. I will just trigger a cutscene. And the mines have a specific reason for them. So whenever an enemy will stand, or make them explode, basically, a lock is going to be open as well, so we don't lose any time. We just can sprint towards the end of the level.
Nice.
The double mine also made a claymore explode right here, so we lost no time. And the good news is that, for some good reason, this is another gold split. So, yeah, that's pretty good, actually.
Oh dang, you guys are killing it.
Yeah.
Right? So this level is very straightforward. We let Josh just basically drive this boat for us, and we need to open certain gates to make Josh continue his driving. And lore-wise, we are tracking down or hunting down Irving, and we know that he's actually at the end of the level, where we will confront him, or at least try to. This is also a good demonstration why I have the sunglass skin, or one of the two sunglass skins, because if I shoot a flashbang right over here, it will flash Ignis, but not me.
No, I got gold.
Yep.
Oh, so here I'm just running up with Chris. Usually I would stay behind, but if one of them dropped gold that would be in the path that he would have to interact with, I like to get it out of the way so that way he doesn't end up having to stop to pick up the gold, basically.
Ooh. Awesome. Nice.
All right, let's go. Get down!
You saw it.
I knew you were going to do it. I saw you take out the gun.
Another pipe! Get down!
Nice try.
Sometimes I flash Ignis, but then I have no time to duck down the giant pipe that is in front of me, and then I will basically make Chris bonk it. Losing a little bit of HP. It has, of course, a very good reason that I'm doing this, to lower the DA.
Of course, of course.
But yes, of course, of course. This is not the copium that is speaking out. So right here we will split up again. Ignis will shoot the rocket launcher at a precise spot. To do what exactly again?
Yeah, so basically, two Mangini will get on these Gatling guns up here. I'm just shooting this rocket to kill both of them and possibly any others that might be caught up in the splash damage of it. Some of them still do manage to get down. But for the most part, they're cleared out of our way.
The Molotov guy is dead, so this is awesome.
Nice. And here I'm just waiting at the door so that way Chris doesn't have to repeat the door animation again. This, though it's unnecessary, I'm just gonna heal us because this is a really good spot to heal at, and there's another first aid spray that we typically go and pick up here.
So, on this boat we tracked down Irving, but there's a slight issue. He injected himself an Ouroboros, or another variant of the virus, and mutated to a giant monster.
Understood. Just try not to get yourselves killed.
Hey, and
Nice.
also this shot, nice. So I was lining up a shot to skip this animation, or the introduction animation, into the second phase, and Ignis doesn't need to shoot an additional rocket to get rid of him.
Yeah, usually I stand at the end of the boat in case that trick fails, that way we can just still get a reasonable time if we don't get the first shot on him. But we did.
And like in our case at least, this trick is totally luck dependent. Like there's like no good way to predict when to shoot or to know exactly when to shoot. For us it's just literally random if it connects or not. So we're getting rid of the spiders here, and since the spiders have literally 1 HP, we can just kill them by shooting a flashbang right over here to kill as many as possible so that they don't grab us.
Come on!
I never knew such a place existed here.
Looks like there's been some recent activity.
I hope Irving was telling the truth when he said we'd find answers in this place.
And we killed Irving in the last chapter, right? And before he died, he told us to visit the local cave system to find more answers. And secretly, he just hoped that we would die here in this ancient city that is guarded by its ancient natives. Which are also infected by the virus. And he dropped a name that is Excella. And Excella is the head of Tricell, or a part of their research group. And we are trying to either find answers in this ancient city, or we try to find Excella. Also, we do a little reset right over here.
Yeah, so I'm running ahead so that way he can reset the checkpoint again. It's going to despawn all of the enemies that are behind us, and then we're just going to shoot a rocket to kill all the enemies ahead of us that remain after the reset. We're doing this so that we can turn this wheel, which is going to cause for balls to drop down, giant fireballs, that we're just going to try to maneuver around. They have 4 patterns. It's sort of random which one appears, and we got the good pattern-ish.
Oh, I almost got
Probably
hit.
the second best. Ooh.
Yeah, second best. Nice.
Come on!
We are entering an Indiana Jones-esque section where we spam all of our inputs to try to save ourselves from this part. And I'm spamming it slightly faster than Ignis, because at the end Chris has to pick up Ignis, or Sheva, because that animation is slightly faster than the other one.
What?
What?
Did I not hit my buttons?
I think I hit my buttons, or maybe my keyboard didn't. Or maybe it was the game again. Sometimes, like, some inputs can be a little bit too fast, and then... Okay, I mean, it's fine. This time I spammed it not fast enough. So Sheva has to help Chris out. Now we're basically doing a lever puzzle where we split up, pull levers or specific levers to open new areas, and then we continue and try to get out of this section. Like if you're playing it casually, solo or in a speedrun way, this part is pretty annoying because you have to walk up to one lever, tell the companion to interact with the lever, then you move to the other lever, which is pretty far away, and then you interact with it, and then you have to wait until the companion triggers or interacts with their lever, so it's very time consuming, solo at least. Right here, we don't have to actually kill any of the Magini, we will just try to run past them. And I got hit there to lower my DA, of course.
Of course, of course.
And then we can run past everybody else. Awesome.
In higher difficulties, we usually kill those enemies just to get them out of the way, but...
Yeah, because literally every single one of them can one-shot us.
And here we're going to split up. I'm going to go up here to this one and just wait for a spider to spawn there while Chris is running down there to get the other matching lever.
Come on!
So this was the second last lever. Then we have to interact with one more. And then we can fight a mini-boss, which has two death animations actually. So one is going to be by the rockets, so it will die around here, and the other one is going to be further up ahead. If we dodge its attacks and run past it, we can cause a boulder to fall on it. This will make him try to dodge the boulder.
He is not
And
dead.
he didn't die after two, okay. Okay, this never happens.
I got body blocked by him.
This never happens usually.
That never happens on amateur.
This doesn't even happen on professional difficulty, so I don't know what happened there. But same goes for the button inputs, right? So earlier we were spamming the buttons, and just the game decided to say no, so this happens sometimes. But anyway, so we did the faster kill animation. And in this cutscene we got introduced to Axella, who is, like I said before, the head of Tricell. And she's working together with Wesker, the main antagonist from, or one of the main antagonists from Resident Evil 4. And this chapter is a little bit more interesting, because we split up again, and we will restart certain checkpoints to teleport each other to certain locations.
And Chris is moving over that way to pick up one of the, what are they called, slates?
Yep.
I'm moving over here to trigger the first checkpoint to reset Chris to get him over to my location.
Or restart the checkpoint.
Come on!
I was a little bit slow there, so I will not sprint through the lasers.
Fine, I got a little blocked. So there I pick up the second emblem, and Chris triggers a checkpoint and teleports me over to his location over there.
And I will swap back from flash rounds to nitrogen rounds for a very particular trick coming up in the next section. And it is a very high risk and very low reward, but we're gonna go for it anyways, because why not? And notoriously, it is also Ignis' favorite trick in the whole speedrun.
No.
So basically what we're doing is we will turn certain mirrors or reflectors that reflect lasers, and they are always one-shot. So if you touch them, you just die. There's no way to get the companion or like your co-op partner to res you, because you're just dead. And the trick that is coming up is I will turn the first mirror, make Ignis run past one laser safely. Well, she turns to this laser, and I give myself iframes with the nitrogen rounds, so that we can save exactly 2 or 3 seconds, and in the worst case we would have lost like over a minute. So yeah, this is
Very
my
high
personal
risk.
favorite. Yeah. It is fun to perform, but if it goes south really bad.
And it has most definitely killed a few of our runs.
But only a few, only a few. We know the solutions for the puzzles are over here, so we're just turning the mirrors accordingly, and we'll just exit the level as soon as possible. And I always forget I have to sprint forwards in this part. And in this small animation, or cinematic, we are being showed the cause of all the Resident Evil viruses, actually, which is a flower named Stairway to the Sun. And it is a very specific flower which the ancient civilization here, or the natives, are protecting with their lives. And Excella and the Umbrella Corporation has done a lot of research on this flower and has created the T virus, the A virus, like every single virus from all the Resident Evil games.
Let's see what we can dig up.
And we have seen that a Trisol is here, and they are continuing the research from Umbrella, which has been shut off. And this level is also quite straightforward, so the only thing that we have to pay attention to is opening and running by or through every door very precisely. And very soon we will be introduced to another enemy, which is going to be the Lickers. And Lickers are basically mutated humans, but as far as I recall correctly, the virus has declined their host, basically, so they get mutated a lot more than others. Awesome. We don't have to actually kill them. We can just stagger them.
Thank God there weren't more of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, we wouldn't last in a fight with a whole horde.
Foreshadowing. So, we open this door, turn left, and we have, surprise, surprise, a giant horde in front of us. And we will basically dodge all of the attacks and trigger an elevator as soon as possible. we'll let this cutscene run for the same reason as before. We just save a little bit of time here in LRT, but not so much in RTA. So Ignis is taking care of the liquors in a very efficient way. I'm gonna help her out a little bit, because why not? And somehow, right? Somehow Excella found out that we are in her facility right now, and is going to send another giant BOW onto us, which will try to stop us. But how to fight the boss is actually pretty simple. We are going to press 2 buttons. And shoot a rock right here, and the boss is dead.
Typically, you have to go around with collecting a bunch of grenades and throwing them into its mouth. We just throw one giant grenade in its mouth instead.
And I can't stress this enough, but this is another gold split for no reason. So we're in 5-2, and I think this is Ignis' favorite level, because she has spent like a lot of time into make certain tricks work.
So basically what I've done my best with this level is figure out the most efficient way to kill enemies where we have to stop the least. Typically, the fastest way to run through this level is to just run past all the enemies. However, because they have guns, it's much easier for them to stagger us. So instead, we found a way to kill the enemies so that we have to stop for not that long. That way they don't get in our way. Even though it's not the fastest, it's better whenever we're reaching towards the end of the game to not have a ton of time added onto it. It just makes it a little bit more... got distracted with shooting them.
Yeah, same.
A little bit more consistent.
I just shot another safety rocket there to take out certain enemies so that they don't shoot us. And right here we will just full sprint through this horde of liquors. And if we stay close to each other, they won't really hit us or separate us. And I believe that we are actually boosting a little bit right now.
Nice.
Awesome.
Come on.
And in this category, glitches are allowed, and we will utilize this for a very certain trick here. We will jump down first, then we will turn ourselves towards this wall, walk backwards until the first box is passed by, and then we basically deactivate the AI from those enemies, and they will not alarm the area so that we can just sprint through this part, not have to deal with more enemies.
And it's for the same reason that we kill the enemies before. It's just so that way it's more consistent of a time as opposed to just as quick of a time as possible.
Come on.
So in this part we cannot like deactivate the AI, and it's reactivated because of the checkpoint. So we will take care of them in a similar fashion as before. I think I will shoot another rocket.
This one's not dead.
Yeah, he's body blocking as well. No additional spawns? Awesome. Okay. So sometimes like more enemies can spawn on this stairway, and it's easiest to like throw a grenade or shoot a rocket at them. And right now we are inside a missile silo, and find out that Excella or like Wesker is trying to spread the Ouroboros virus onto the world, and we are deactivating as many missiles as we
Why
can.
would they need these, do you think?
They're planning to start a war.
And right now we will be introduced to one of the most annoying enemies in the game. I will let Sheva run forwards a little bit. She gets staggered by this giant bug or Reaper. And as Chris, I can still push her a little bit so we can run past it a little bit faster. And what makes the Reapers annoying to deal with is if you are too close to them, they can give you a hug and basically one-shot you, despite of the difficulty. And there are certain animations where they don't do anything besides like turning, so that's why we can run past some of them sometimes, and sometimes you have to kill them. So we're trying to find Excel in this facility, and we almost find her, but she prepared a trap for us with another BOW. And we won't have any issues with it. In a speedrun way, we just do the following. We take our rocket launchers, shoot at the floor, and one-shot it. And in a casual way, you have to pick up a flamethrower, shoot at it, expose the weak spots, shoot at it again with either the flamethrower or pistol or whatever gun you have. And it's very not consistent at all. So even in a casual way, everybody is recommending to buy a rocket launcher for this boss fight to just speed things up. So 5-3.
What's all this
Um,
nonsense
we
about
missed basically
evolution and
Excella.
worthing? What does she mean?
Something about a philosopher's stone and selecting DNA. Doesn't matter what she says. She's just a terrorist. End of story. You can't risk Ouroboros getting out of here and infecting people.
Then let's go take care of business.
And right now, as Sheva said, we are trying to stop the plans of Wesker and Excella, to be precise. And we have to activate the missiles and are now trying to escape this whole area. But also, whenever we fought the crap BOW, so to speak, in a cutscene that we have skipped, Chris has investigated the computer and read that Jill Valentine, who was supposed to be dead like a few years prior to the events of Resident Evil 5, is actually alive and somewhere in this facility, and we are also on the search for her.
And right there, Chris and I separated. Chris went to go and pull the lever. I stood over there to automatically trigger a cutscene to happen. And if you want to explain what you did with the Reaper there.
Right, so this was also the reason why I have the sunglasses on. I am shooting a flash on the roof so that the Reaper behind me is stunned, and Chris not, so I can run around it. And if I didn't have the flashbangs and my sunglasses, I could have been killed by that Reaper. Right here we just move each other with this platform from here to here, and we will do a specific spawn manipulation. So Ignis is waiting right over here, and usually you would have just run forwards and trigger the spawns of a lot of enemies. But what we are doing is we are walking right next to each other, delaying all of the spawns, so that... Oh, he's not hitting me, nice. So that the spawns are delayed, so we just have to stagger a few of them, and can move on. Oh, the front in front of us. Nice, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So that we don't have to actually fight off everybody, which saves, even compared to the old strats, quite a lot of time. Like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So this is also a giant elevator, and so there's no way to skip this part or make it turn faster or anything. We just have to wait until we reach the top, and while doing so, we will just stand at certain locations to spawn, kill some Magini who will try to stop the elevator. So this is the prime opportunity to read out maybe a few donations, if there are any.
Yes, of course. I have in here 5 euros from LukeLex0. No comment, but thank you very much. And I also have another 5 euros from a certain Flowhard258 saying, how about some good old Fire Emblem music? That went actually towards the music pack choice for the Minish Cap Randomizer, which is coming up in less than an hour already, which went to Fire Emblem Sacred Stones, which I believe is in the lead right now. I would need to check that again. If I would have my page anywhere, that would be advantageous. I can tell you in just a quick second. Where the heck? Here it is. Yes, that is correct. Fire Emblem Sacred Stones at the lead with 5 euros. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon following with 3 euros. And Final Fantasy VI with 2 euros. The rest all do not have any donations. Jeez, talking is hard. Alright, back to you guys.
Thank you. So, we have taken care of some spawns from a genie, and right now we are moving on to the next location. And in this location we will meet up, or soon we will meet up with our arch enemy, Wesker, but we'll also find Jill. But before that, we will have to split up a little bit and then take care of some stuff, while I will ride an elevator and run a catwalk and move a container. Ignis will cover me. So right over here, instead of lowering the bridge instantly, we have to turn on the power, lower this elevator, then move up again, and then push a button in this little hut that is locked from inside. And this is also the place where the rocket launcher ASMR meme was born. We will explain in just a second what this exactly is. Awesome, okay. This was quite close, but I didn't get hit somehow. Okay, cool. So I will move the container right here, and Ignis will be kind enough to demonstrate what the meme is about. Absolutely fantastic, in my opinion. And right now I'm just lowering the bridge. And then we will fight Wesker, and we will, the identity of the mysteriously hooded person from earlier is going to be revealed as Jill, actually. And she's going to be the second boss. So for the first boss, it's going to be Wesker, like I said. And right here we will shoot precise rockets to activate certain animations from him. And meanwhile, Ignis will run to the left and prepare a lineup to instantly shoot Wesker, stagger him, and then I will shoot him again and skip another animation. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's go.
7 minutes. 7 minutes is all. Self-righteous fool.
Like this. And now the first phase is over. Right now, the second phase is going to be Jill Valentine. And for that, we swapped to the SMG that I picked up at the very beginning of the speedrun. And Ignis has her grenade launcher with the flashbangs
Yep.
equipped for a stun. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
So here, I did that a little early.
She might return to
I'm
Oh,
just
I-
stunning Jill. My bad, my bad.
I'm going to restart for
go for it.
consistency.
Here I'm running down to try to stun Jill. I stunned her a little bit too early there.
If we can remove that device on her chest, she might return to normal.
And Chris is going to shoot her in the chest piece 7 times.
Go.
I flash her again to get her a certain animation so that I don't actually throw her, and then Chris is going to be able to grab on, pull the chest piece out so she's no longer being mind controlled.
Right, and Jill remembers everything, and is all okay again. And this is how we saved her. Nonetheless, this was a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
So, and since Jill has her mind back and is not mind controlled basically, she told us where Wesker is fleeing towards, and it's this tanker. Right here we will
Use it to spread
do the following. Ignis is going to shoot this one, stagger him so that I can run by here, dodge every attack here. You good?
Yeah,
Awesome,
I'm
okay.
good.
The ladder guy is also up there, I believe. I'm not sure if I knocked him down. And the second
And-
spawn is delayed. ahead.
Up there, I shot the rocket at that pillar because the splash damage of it kills one of the Magini that would otherwise hit Chris with a stun rod. It's the fastest way to kind of get out of the way so that way he can keep running. He's running up ahead to perform the next trick, and I'm just running to catch up to him if you want to explain it.
Right, so I'm climbing up this ladder first. Then I line up myself right over here, aim up there, and shoot a rocket to kill the Magini that would control the crane here. And he would have dropped a cage onto Chris, and then we would have been split up again. Sheva has to find the control room, like that is at the top of the crane. Interact with it to remove the cage, and this way we just skip this whole section, saving us over 2 minutes, roughly. So I walk ahead a little bit more this time. Take care of some Magini. Then we meet up again, and then we will run a lot of stairs.
Hurry!
A lot of stairs.
A lot of stairs. So, in this part we're trying to track down Wesker where he is hiding, and also where Excella
Let's just say
ran away, and in a few moments we will find Excella.
You must have done something to really piss him off.
it goes a bit beyond just pissing him off.
So in this cutscene that we are going to skip, we find Excella. She will drop a vial with a drug that we will use later on, and we performed a very, very necessary trick. So Ignis shot a glass, and the reason is being that the glass breaking sound is just funny, and that's the whole reason.
That's literally it.
That's literally it. It is very mandatory, of course, and right now we were sticking very close to each other. And I think you're no, I'm ahead? Yes, I'm ahead.
I'm ahead on my
screen, at least.
screen.
I'm gonna climb up the ladder.
Okay.
You have to wait just a tiny bit. Thank you. Okay, so after this fundamentally necessary trick, we were just sticking close to each other to not get hit by the Magini there. I shot the newly introduced Gatling gun, Magini, and I cannot climb down, thank you. Then I will... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and he just drops a key card that I stay behind to pick up while Chris goes around and grabs the other key card.
Right, and then I reset the checkpoint so that I get teleported back to Ignis. And right here, we will stand somewhere right here to make everybody else basically rocket launch themselves. Besides this one who somehow survived everything, sure. And this way we don't have to, like, shoot anyone. We just let them do their job, basically.
Come on! Come on!
And that was 6-2, or 6-1. And we found out that, as a matter of fact, Wesker is on this tanker, and Excella is somewhere as well. And Excella tried to inject herself the Ouroboros virus, but this virus rejected this mutation, and she became a giant monster. And we're trying to escape this giant monster by spamming every single input again to dodge the attacks. This giant monster is Excella. Awesome. So next, Ignis will shoot a precise rocket at a spot to hit at least 1 or 2 tentacles that will appear from
Persistent son of a bitch.
the top.
So now what?
I missed.
I don't know. We gotta get the hell out of here before it destroys.
All good. So I'm shooting the second rocket here for this, and then I will shoot the rocket right over here to stagger Ignis, but also make her invulnerable and giving her iframes basically to run past this tentacle while she shoots 3 additional rockets to kill this mini-boss, which drops a keycard. She picks it up, and Chris can use the keycard to open the door. And we move on to the next main boss, which is going to be Excella. So I shoot this rocket, Ignis shoots another rocket, and I will clear the spaghetti on the ground here to help her to skip this second animation, or second phase. Ignis has shot a rocket, which spawn killed basically Excella's second phase, and that way we saved a lot of time, which is another gold split.
So that's Ouroboros. I fear for the world if that ever gets out.
God damn it, Wesker.
And right now we are on the way to deactivate the last missiles here, which we have done in this cutscene that we skipped. And right now we found out that... Oops. We found out that Wesker has a stealth bomber equipped with a lot of Ouroboros missiles. And right now our goal is to stop Wesker. So I'm slightly ahead, so I will go to the next lever and activate it, while Ignis covers me as good as possible. And right here we make the bulkheads open, but in LRT at least the timer stops right here, so we just let this cutscene play to save us a few seconds. But in RTA it doesn't really matter because, well, it's RTA. So, we will stand roughly here and take care of all the Magini spawns in a certain way.
And I'm gonna stand back here because there will be some that will spawn across from us. I just aim and fire a bit ahead of time. That way, I think I've got one on me. Whenever they spawn, they're just automatically dead. I definitely have one on my side.
Yep.
Thank you.
Got him.
The only reason being, these ones could just stagger us, get in our way. Some of them have rocket launchers as well, so just to avoid altogether, we kill them ahead of time.
So part 2, levers. We interact with them. We stop the timer, let this cutscene run out, and then we will take care of the last remaining genie that will spawn. That was pretty close. And we also try to take care of all the Reapers here. If they didn't dodge everything. Nice. This is also a reason why the Reapers are this annoying, because they can, if you don't hit them directly with a rocket launcher or any type of explosive, they will start rolling around and dodge everything. And this way, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
In this part, we just wait. So we don't have anything really to do, so we are usually like standing here, talk a little bit, chit-chat, and also start give each other some random items that have no good reason to stay in our inventory.
We're just waiting for 2 Gatling Gunman Genie to spawn here. Typically, you would use that gap to going to hit them with a rocket to go and pick up their key cards.
We'll do it a little bit faster. And up ahead is going to be Wesker's, or one of Wesker's phases. And usually you have to shoot at lights, make him blind basically, and then shoot him, stagger him, and inject the vial that Excella has dropped earlier, that Sheva has picked up. And we basically try to overdose him with his drug so that he will go insane and maybe die. And right now we'll perform, or try to perform, a similar trick to 5-3 whenever we were shooting precise rockets to attack him, or to skip as many animations and phases as possible. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
And so what Chris is doing here is trying to get him to aggro onto him to have him trigger the specific animation, so I'm trying to stay back from them so that way he will hopefully trigger that animation.
Do it now! Give him the shot!
Sometimes it works with just one rocket, but this time he didn't do the spinny attack, like we call it, so we had to invest another rocket.
Into the atmosphere, ensuring complete global saturation.
And right now this is a QTE section where we spam again as many inputs as possible. In this epic cutscene, Chris has some flashbacks how Jill has almost died, and he didn't repeat the same mistake as before and jumped for Sheva. So this is the second phase, and we crashed. So we basically shot in the stealth bomber Wesker into this giant volcano, active volcano, mind you, and destroyed the stealth bomber by crashing it into the volcano as well. But somehow Wesker survived everything. But with this overdoses of his drug, he has gone insane and injects another vial of Ouroboros to mutate himself even more. And we will do the speedrun ending where I just go here, wait until his weak spot is exposed, and with the splash damage of the rocket launcher, I basically one-shot him. After that, Wesker falls into the volcano, somehow survives again, and then this time we shoot another rocket, and this time we kill him, and he dies. And right now, Josh has saved us, and that was actually Resident Evil 5.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for having us, and also thank you, Ignis, for the run.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
GG's.
GG's.
So, yeah. Do you guys have anything left to say? Where can we find you? What and all the stuff, basically.
You can go first.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitch, AudioIgnis. Stream a lot. We stream a lot of speedruns together. Yeah.
Also on YouTube, mind you, and Twitter, and same goes for me, like on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, alexmeisteer with 2E at the end. And yeah, we stream either co-op speedruns, or we stream other speedruns of other Resident Evil games. So if you're into it, make sure to follow us there. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So since we're still a little bit ahead of time, we still have like another at least half an hour to kill. You guys maybe have something that you could show off or something?
We can demonstrate in the final level 6-3 the boulder punching ending. But for that we have to reach the end again. So we can just rerun 6-3 again really quick.
Alright, that sounds good.
So the boulder punching ending is the meme that Resident Evil 5 is famous for. Chris will basically punch a giant boulder into a volcano, which looks ridiculous, and this is the reason why it became a huge meme. So we will rerun 6-3 again.
So that's Ouroboros. I fear for the world if that ever gets out.
God damn it, Wesker. He's actually...
Is there anything else that we could show off, maybe? I'm thinking right now, like boulder punching ending.
You can't play around in that without getting shot down.
We have one cycled in Desu, so that was also pretty cool.
Warning, fire detected in the engine room. Warning, sealing off area with primary bulkhead.
I'm just thinking right now, and I can't think of anything besides like in Desu. 3-1 was also amazing.
Yeah, we had a lot of really good chapters.
Yeah, so like showing something off is a little bit difficult because we have done so already.
Opening secondary bulkhead. Please maintain a safe distance from the bulkhead.
We could showcase some of the other strategies used for the grenade skip.
Oh, right. That is a very good idea. Shall we also show the rocket launcher strat then? Or try to at least.
The rocket launcher strat.
Like instead of throwing a grenade, we can also use not only the grenade launcher, but also the rocket launcher. But I think this is a console-specific trick, maybe?
I believe so, yeah.
So we will show it when we are there. There's a grenade somewhere.
Yeah.
Was it like beneath us?
He's up there.
Okay, gotcha.
I think it might have fallen off.
Oops, wrong button. It's either F or V for some of the co-op interactions, so sometimes I just spam the wrong button and just run past it.
Same.
The Reapers being the Reapers again. Oh, it's actually dead this time. Wow, okay. So, we wait until the bulkheads are open again. Meanwhile, we loot a little bit here and there.
And the only reason that we really loot is so that way we can get some extra money to purchase items like the flash rounds for the grenade launcher or mines or that. So we do like to typically loot a little bit in the runs just to have that extra money.
But to be honest, Ignis doesn't really need it because she's a multimillionaire in this game and I'm not, so I'm oftentimes the one asking, hey, can you pick this up and this up? And she's like, sure, okay, let me pick up this crystal that is worth, I don't know, 10 or 20k dollars. And I'm getting a little bit richer step by step, and she's sitting here on her pile of multi-millions of dollars. And yeah.
I've only played this game a little bit.
Just a little bit. There's a way also to duplicate certain items. For example, the golden egg or grenades, since you cannot buy those. Oh, we could showcase this actually, right?
Yeah, we could do that too. Now, the golden egg is not allowed in the speedruns, or well, the infinite golden egg is not allowed in the speedruns. The golden egg is basically a first aid spray that you can take for yourself. It gives you full health.
Okay, sure.
Bruh.
Okay, sure. Okay. Hold on. Buster Beam Wesker again.
Yep.
Oh wow. He should do his spinny kick attack anytime soon. Hopefully.
There we go.
There you go. Almost first try, nice.
Almost.
Yeah, almost. So we inject the drug again and move on. And I hope this time all of the inputs are getting through like last time, and not like in the Indiana Jones section. This was also so weird, like I had the prompt and I just pressed A and D, but it still didn't register for some reason.
And I blame that more on RE5 being RE5. It just sometimes has those issues, being a little bit older of a game, but we still love it anyway.
Yep. I was worried there for a second.
Yeah.
So, boulder punching ending. So we will kill Wesker, yes, of course. But we will do it in a little bit more gruesome way. Oh, you disconnected? Hello? 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 Can somebody hear me?
Did we lose Ignis?
Did we lose Ignis? I have to restart the game.
Oh no.
Oh no. But you can hear me, right? It's
yes,
not...
yes, we hear
Okay,
you.
awesome. Okay.
Well, at least she held out for the run.
Which is awesome. It happens super rarely, but sometimes one of us has unstable internet. And yeah. like I said, thankfully it was not during the speed run. It was me a few days ago, actually, where my internet was just out for a few hours and we couldn't do anything. So let's just hope that Ignis is going to be back as soon as possible. Yeah, she disconnected from Discord. Maybe she's restarting it right now. Okay, she just told me that it's back and she'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay, cool.
Ooh. Okay. Welcome back.
All right, here we go.
Thanks.
Hey, okay.
Let me start that again. I don't know why my internet just disconnected entirely, but it did. It crashed everything, so. Alright, if you have invite back.
Sure.
Apologies.
All good, no worries. Is your game back up, by the way?
I think it is. Is everything back up for me on my side? I did start streaming again, but I can wait a second in case it's not.
All right, I'm waiting for the get-go from Tech in here, or till I see it on stream. Yeah, I see your stream is back up.
Awesome.
You're good to continue.
Sweet.
Okay, awesome. We don't have to do the whole section again where we just spam inputs. So, boulder punching ending. There's another ending where Sheva shoots the rocket, which is like 1 second faster than Chris shooting the rocket, but it is pretty inconsistent because the timing has to be perfect, and due to our ping difference, it can be a little bit finicky. So right now, Sheva jumped over the gap, right over there, and I will wait for Wesker to show his weak spot. I will shoot it a couple of times and make him jump over to Ignis. I think you need like one more, right?
I got it,
there
I got
you
it.
go.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will just wait until Wesker is on the plateau. Nope. He does not want to jump. Nope, he really doesn't want to jump. Can you shoot him a couple of times?
Yeah, let me get a better angle on him.
Yeah, so usually as soon as he... Can you see his weak spot?
Not from this angle, I don't think so.
And he's also not swinging.
Here we go. Never mind. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Sometimes Wesker is a little bit too much of a Wesker and trolls a little bit here and there. Especially in this like first phase, wherever he did not want to do his jumping animation or like spinny kick animation. So Chris is punching a giant boulder into the volcano to free up path for Sheva. And this joke was also used by Capcom themselves, where in Resident Evil 8, Heisenberg, one of the main bosses, calls out Chris for his actions and called him a boulder punching beep, and yeah. So right here we will try to trigger a certain attack from Wesker. I think you can explain better what is going on.
Yeah, so basically we're just getting Wesker to trigger this attack to do an alternative ending to just shooting him. It triggers a, if we can get it on time, sort of cutscene to be able to stab Wesker instead of just shooting him. Which, after all the pain and suffering Wesker has caused, this is a much more satisfying ending.
Yeah.
It's also an insta-kill, so in casual play, it's a little bit easier when people are usually running out of ammo and whatnot at that time.
Ready, partner?
Locked and loaded.
Suck on this, Wesker.
Your time's up, you son of a bitch.
So that was Wesker again. Shall we show the duplication glitch first?
Sure.
At the beginning of 2-1. Okay. So grenade skip. Yeah. I will equip electric rounds for a certain trick. Or to show an alternative way to deal with a one lock.
Do you want to get the Gatling gun too?
Oh, right. Yep. Good idea.
And I'm gonna grab some... Are you gonna have grenades, right?
Yep. Oh, I don't have grenades on me anymore.
Oh, gotcha. I'll grab some grenades then for duplication.
All right. Yeah. We only need one pair, right?
I think
Or
so, yeah.
do we need two?
It should just be one, yeah.
Yeah, one is technically enough. Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
You're just gonna need one open
just a
slot.
quick update again, real quick from the for the bid. We need to close the bid for the music pack for the Minish Cap run. We need to close that really soon. So if that's something that you still want to donate for, then you better do that right now, because we probably need to close that really soonish. And yeah, not much time left there. All right, back to you.
Okay, so how does duplication glitch works? It works with almost every item that you can give to the co-op partner. So Ignis is going to hand me over her grenades.
I'm going to leave the game, is how it works. So I'm going
Yeah, true.
Quit out of the session, and basically what's going to happen is my inventory is going to stay in the game. So he's able to take anything from my inventory, just asking the AI now to give him over the items. So that's how we duplicate grenades, first aid sprays, proximity mines, things like that. You can't duplicate guns, but most items that you use often you can duplicate. And then I just need an invite back again.
Yeah, Sheva just walked off and did not give me any grenades or items at all. So I waited for her to stabilize again.
And then you just quit out, save your inventory, and then you just have those grenades, and you just repeat that over and over again. We've repeated that with a couple hundred grenades.
Yeah, and also with a couple of hundred flash rounds and whatever we tried this with. So this is a very efficient way to farm grenades of any sort. And as soon as Ignis is back...
It should be back now.
She still has her grenades in her inventory, and I have duplicated the grenades in my inventory. And you can do this basically like Ignis said with a full inventory as well. So you can duplicate roughly 45 grenades at a time.
Yeah.
And also the Gatling gun on Chris' back is an exclusive gun to Chris. And in the speedrun community we call this Gatling gun also the fridge, just because it's a giant fridge on the back of Chris. And takes a lot of field of view away. But on a positive note, this fridge also prevents bullets and whatnot to hit Chris, so it's actually a shield as well. And especially in professional runs, it can be very useful.
The only issue with it is that whenever you do use the Gatling gun itself, it does slows Chris running animation down, so it's not typical to use the gun, it's just to have it for one specific trick.
I can barely see anything here.
Every time you run and catch up to me, I can't see anything.
Yeah, I just saw that from your POV.
I'll shoot the dog.
Yep. Sleeping darts, of course.
Sleeping darts, yes.
Oh.
Oof.
Sometimes
Whenever
we also have
I-
just... Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, whenever I don't get through the door there, I typically get hit by the dogs. It just happens every time.
Oh my god.
Can you even shoot the lock? Okay.
Something's coming. Watch out!
I estimated.
Oh dang, I just saw it. Oh my, okay.
This is why we typically want to use this item for co-op strats. The electric rounds or the grenade are a little bit nicer to be able to see.
Whenever I walk certain paths with Chris, I also just guess where I'm heading towards with the help of the minimap, because I cannot see like in front of me properly.
Cannot see anything.
So like shown in the speedrun, we use the grenade trick to throw a grenade over a wall to crack open a lock, or a door lock. And this time I will use the Gatling gun first, which is also pretty fast. You just go up until this spot, aim roughly right here, pull out the Gatling gun, shoot somewhere right here, and then you crack open this door with the Gatling gun. Alternative, let me just restart really quick, would be with electric rounds, which was also the first iteration that we have learned for the speedrun. It can be very fast, but it can also be pretty slow, because if you miss the electric round, you will not only stun yourself, but everybody else, and this loses quite a lot of time. Especially if you miss it like 2 or 3 times. Because each stagger lasts like 5 seconds or something. So you line up yourself like this, then you look up here, and electrocute this area, and open the door.
And the most
I'm surprised
typical one
myself.
people use, I think, is the Gatling gun, because the grenade is pretty hard to hit. So people tend to use the Gatling gun the most, but the grenade is the fastest.
And also just to show how much time this saves, or like what route this saves is, in a casual way you just run up here, past the enemies that I don't see. Go up here. Throw Sheva over. Sheva will do her thing, and I will go back.
They're not there. Typically they spawn there, I think, because we already opened the door. They haven't spawned there that time, but I'll come over, I'll shoot the lock that'll be on the door and open it again for Chris here.
Yep. And then we continue with the level, basically. We go up here, shoot the chainsaw genie, and yeah, move on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking, is there anything else that we could showcase, maybe?
I'm trying to think as well if there's any other parts where we change strats around or anything.
Just saying that you have like 5 minutes left, if that helps you with anything or not. I mean, we can also always just call it early if you have nothing else to show.
I'm just thinking right now, like, there might be this strat that we came up for 6-1 at the very beginning, where we are, whenever we are playing on higher difficulties, or for example, veteran or professional, we have a different route that we take for the beginning. We can showcase this
know
really
if
quick.
I remember that route that well.
It's where I am standing and just take care of everybody, and you try to run past everything.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
we can do
okay.
that.
So 6-1 is the tanker level, or the first tanker level. And let me just set the game up.
And just like we were saying, with the higher difficulties, the enemies are faster, and they, with the vests that we have on, there's a melee vest and a bulletproof vest. The vests make it so that we are usually 2 shots instead of 1 shot, in like professional and veteran difficulty. In amateur, it doesn't matter quite as much, it just helps to save a little bit of HP. Are we in pro?
We're on amateur. Alright, I should have showed this on pro, right?
That's fine.
Okay, so the beginning is roughly the same. I'm shooting a rocket right over here. Ignis climbs up and does not get hit here. Then I wait until this guy is up here. I stand roughly right here, wait until the next spawns are triggered, and I will shoot some rockets here, keep myself alive while doing so. And usually not stagger Ignis there. And then she can run through. And afterwards I'm just trying to survive for as long as possible here. And wait for the checkpoint restart, like this. Then we teleport, or Ignis teleports me to her, basically, and we continue with the level.
Yeah. And the rest of it is basically the same as before. It's just that beginning strat that really changes.
Come on!
I think otherwise we don't have anything else, right?
I don't think so. I think most of it is pretty much the same.
Yep.
That's perfectly fine. We're pretty much here on time, actually, now.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you both again very much for just stalling time with us here.
And also thank you very much for having us. It was awesome.
Yeah, thank you so
Thanks.
much.